What's going on? Another prep vlog. This is probably the first one where it's actually reflecting things that are going on in the present. So basically I implemented last week my first refeed day, my first structured refeed. Not a ton of you following along, no big deal, I'm no one special, but for those few that are following along, you'll notice that my macros are still pretty high for this stage of the game. So obviously, in a way, as much as I've been dying to have a refeed tactic, I didn't feel like I necessarily deserved it until I cut my food down a little more. So food's finally moved down enough to where I feel that it's fitting. And the main reason, honestly, just physiologically, I mean, it's nice psychologically to get a break, but physiologically, basically, I've been cutting 20 carbs a week for, gosh, I think going on 4 or 5 weeks with really just about no movement on the scale. And so to me, I felt this was a pretty clear indicator that my body was fighting back. It was time to just jazz things up, and basically, if nothing else, right, if you're insane to keep trying something that's not working. So figured I would try something different. So that's that. So I implemented that last Wednesday, and sure enough, my weight went right back down to its old low, which I hadn't done in a while, and then I actually 2 days later hit a new low of 202.4, I believe. So I feel it was effective. We'll see. Currently on another low sloth day right now, and waiting for tomorrow's high day to implement that strategy again and see if it works. So that's the update. Macros are posted in my log. Basically, just like I said, been cutting maybe 20 or so grams of carbs each week up until now, and now the log is current, and so any info from here on should be relatively current or just reflections on general things learned earlier in the prep. So on my training split, the interesting change I made was basically I'd outlined before how basically I have lower body, depending on how I feel, say 2 to 7 days rest in between sessions. It's usually probably about 3 or 4 days rest, and that varied depending on how I felt. And then the way I split up my upper body, where it's usually chest and bis type stuff together, and then back, shoulders, tries type stuff together, and that usually had 2 to 3 days in between each of those. And what I've done basically is I found that with food slowly coming down, I figured may as well maximize my intake to support my training. So basically what I've done is I've pinned down Saturday and Sunday are days that I will basically always train, barring something crazy happening. So Saturday is that kind of chest bi related day, Sunday is a lower body day. That way, since I'm not working, what I can do is front load kind of all my food to fuel my training. So those days I will eat the vast majority of my carbs and things, pre-exercise, post-exercise, and usually try and get in 2 meals before I go to the gym, so I have a good amount of energy, can train hard, and then just kind of suffer the rest of the day, but not that big of a deal. Can suffer, but when I'm just sitting around, but just assume have my training be good. So that's how I handled that. And then meanwhile, Wednesday I pinned down as the day that I do the back, shoulders, tries type workout, and so that allows me to have that be on my refeed day. So far those 3 days are all pretty well fueled. And the day that I do mostly just really kind of accessory things, traps, forearms, lots of plank work for my core strength, and then a lot of cardio, that's the day where I just kind of continue my usual intake. It's not that hard of a workout. I can easily surround that. So now basically all my workouts are fueled. And then Thursday, I basically just call an audible. I think I'm going to do it every other week. So every other week, I'll be in there hitting legs. It'll be a second leg workout, so that I'll have 2 leg training days. And then every other week, I'll probably take it off, and that will allow me to have another one of my lowest food intake days to hopefully get some more fat loss going. And then again, those days I will just do my normal intake. With the idea that it's still plenty of food to fuel the training, and the leg sessions won't be quite as brutal as the ones that I'll do on Sunday, where again I'm at my normal intake, but just the timing of it being the weekend allows me to front load the food really nicely around my training versus say like that Thursday leg training session. Most of my food's spent earlier in the day at work so that I'm a little more alert and able to put in a decent day's work. So that's basically how I centered it. Just set it up. Like I've said in the past, anytime I feel I've hit sort of a roadblock in terms of, again, just things setting in of like, crap, this is getting hard, I always try and think, is there a way I can make this easier? And not even so much that you're, trying to, I guess, puss out and make it easy, but in the sense of just honestly, physiologically, is there a better way of doing things? There's never anything wrong with looking for a better way, so I always encourage that. So that's the update on how I've structured diet and training. Temporarily, that's probably how I'm going to be going for a little while out. The plan is to continue cutting about 20 grams of carbs from all days. I guess kind of on a weekly basis or as needed. So as I feel I need to, just continue to cut out 20 grams of carbs a day and keep that one refeed day in and roll this for a few more weeks, see how it goes. Still haven't changed my flight for September 14th, but I've pretty much come to terms that I'm just not in the conditioning that I want to be. So we'll most likely be looking at more like October or November shows and take it from there. Thanks for watching if you made it this far. See ya.